Good morning, boys and girls. I'm Pastor Peterson, and I want to talk to you this morning about Jesus and his disciples. Do you have a special friend? Maybe you can just tell me what that name of that friend is. Why don't you just speak it right into the screen? I have a special friend, and her name is Bobby, and she happens to be my wife as well as my friend. But did you know that Jesus had lots of friends? And he had, in fact, 12 really good friends that he invited to be his disciples. Now, a disciple is a helper. And Jesus and his disciples really loved each other, and they liked to spend time with each other. They ate with each other, they played with each other, they even went fishing. And we know that Jesus spent a lot of time teaching his disciples about God and God's love. And then they went together and they walked from place to place, sharing God's love and helping people. And they loved each other. The disciples loved Jesus, and Jesus loved the disciples. You know, sometimes when we have friends, we get separated from those friends. Maybe you were separated from your friends at school because of this virus, and you had to stay home. You know, Jesus was going to tell his disciples that he had to leave them. And he didn't want them to be sad, so he said to them that he was going to go and do something very special for them. He was going to make a place for them in their Father's house. And when he came back, he was going to take them to be with him. And when we think about Jesus, Jesus always keeps his word, and he promised, and he was going to keep that promise. When we think about friends who move away, we get sad, don't we? Well, the disciples were really sad that Jesus was going to go away and he wasn't going to come back. They didn't know where he was going to go. And Jesus said, "Oh, don't be upset. Don't be afraid, because I'm going to come back. I'm not going to leave you. I'm going to make sure that we can be together forever. I'm going to make a place for you in heaven, and you can be with me in the Father's house forever." And that was good news. But he said one thing: they had to trust him. And do you know what trust is? Well, let me give you an example. Have you ever gone to bed at night and your mother or your dad turned the light out and they said good night and began to leave the room? And do you ever feel like you wanted them to stay and you didn't want them to go away? And they recognized that you were upset, and so they said, "Don't worry, I'm not leaving. I'm going to come back. I'll see you in the morning." And sure enough, when you get up in the morning, they were there. That's trust in your mommy, and that's what it means to trust in your dad. And Jesus said that we should trust in him in the same way, that he loves us and that he would never leave us. And he loves us so much, in fact, that he wants us all to be his friends, and he wants us all to be with him. And so he's invited all of us to be in his Father's house and to be with him forever in heaven. And that's the good news that we celebrate today, that not only did Jesus have 12 friends called disciples, but he has you and me, and he wants everyone to be his friend and everyone to be with him in heaven. Would you pray with me? Thank you, God, for wanting all of us to be your friends. Help us to trust in you. And Lord, thank you for inviting us all to be with you in heaven and to be in your Father's house and to just enjoy being together forever. Amen.